Good afternoon, I'm Annabelle Regan with 2NURFM Hunter News. A man has been found unconscious and in possession of a gun in Hamilton South early this morning. Investigations are continuing. Chief Inspector Terry Burns says he was found by the residents of a Hamilton home who then called police.
Yeah, about 5 a.m. this morning, the occupant of a Beaumont Street, Hamilton South address opened his front door and noticed a 25-year-old unknown male asleep on his front porch. So he's called police. Police have attended and located him lying on the porch in a fetal position. They've woken him. They then conducted a search and located a firearm in a bag that he was carrying.
The Williamtown contamination scandal continues, with the issue being raised again in Parliament today. After the contamination scandal was mentioned in a federal parliament on Friday, a motion will be considered in the Senate today concerning an inquiry into the leak. The inquiry will examine the measures taken to ensure the safety of the community, the adequacy of consultation between government and community, the extent of the contamination, and the financial impacts of the leak. Sharon Clayton says the Hunter will potentially host a hearing into the issue.
The terms of reference for that inquiry, as I said, are really wide-ranging. I expect they will be holding a hearing in Newcastle in addition to Canberra, and they must report back to Parliament by the 4th of February.
Lake Macquarie Police are appealing for public assistance after an armed robbery in Edgeworth yesterday. At about 8:30 last night, a man entered a fast food restaurant on Main Road and jumped the counter. He appeared to be holding a gym bag with a firearm inside it. He threatened staff and demanded cash. Senior Constable Jamie Wallace from Police Headquarters gives a description of the accused.
He's been described as Caucasian appearance, aged in his late 40s, about 180 centimetres tall with blue eyes. He was wearing a black face covering over his mouth and a black hooded jumper with green writing on the front. He was also wearing long black pants.
A 33-year-old woman has been charged following a pursuit through inner Newcastle this morning. The wagon was spotted driving without headlights through Mayfield at 2:50 a.m. The pursuit began but was later called off when the driver's conduct allegedly became dangerous. After being involved in a minor accident and being forcibly removed from the car, the woman was arrested. She has been charged with menacing driving, resist arrest and Sky's Law. Mine workers at the Drayton South coal mine have protested the prevention of the mine expansion by hanging their shirts on a fence. The fence is located opposite to the Anglo-American horse stud, which opposed the mine expansion. Member for the Upper Hunter, Michael Johnson, says the protest was symbolic.
Well, the Planning Assessment Commission have recommended that the Drayton South project not proceed. Obviously, the employees at Drayton South are very upset about it. They took to a protest, a peaceful protest, a symbolic protest in many ways in terms of hanging up their high-vis shirts on fencing around the site.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club.
The Newcastle Jets have played out a 1-1 draw with Brisbane on Saturday at Hunter Stadium. Coach Scott Miller sent out a youthful lineup with several key players missing. Miller praised the debut of 19-year-old striker Braden Crowley.
His work rate was very positive, and also his game understanding and when to press and how to press, especially in this system.
A win for the Newcastle representative cricket side, with the men beating Southern ACT on Sunday. Needing to prevent ACT from hitting a 6 on the last ball of the day, Newcastle restricted the visitors to just 2 runs to cement the New South Wales Country Championship. Still with cricket, and Charlestown have put up a score of 307 on the first day of their game against Waratah Mayfield. Charlestown were able to declare 7 wickets down, with Waratah set to resume at 2 for 36 next weekend. And in the W League, Newcastle have beaten Brisbane Roar 4-0. That's sport. I'm Georgia Lupton.
2NURFM News Time is 12:10.